Hello everybody, this is me Khalid Miraj Malik over again with a video on magnetism. In this video we shall be studying about magnetic induction. What is magnetic induction and what are its types? We shall be studying in this today's lecture video. Okay. Magnetic induction is of two types, self-induction and mutual induction. First of all, let us discuss self-induction. The topic is magnetic induction. Further subtopic is self-induction. Till now, I haven't given a proper definition of what is alternating current because we have not come upon that chapter now still. But to the basic knowledge of alternating current, you all know that it is sinusoidal. The voltage and current in it is sinusoidal, are increasing with time, then decreasing to zero, then going into the negative, then repeating itself over again with the same thing in the sinusoidal form. Okay. Let us use that concept here. Suppose we have a coil here. Suppose we have a coil like this. This is connected to a sinusoidal source of voltage V. Alternating current, voltage V. This will give a current I in this. Okay, the current I will flow like this. Okay, when the current I will flow in this so-called coil, what will happen? See, the current I omega t. With time, this current is varying sinusoidally. Okay, increasing, then decreasing to zero, then over again increasing like this. What will happen? This variable current, this increasing and then decreasing to zero and then over again increasing, this variable current will make a magnetic field, a variable magnetic field around it. Suppose in the circular fashion around this part, say this small part of this coil. The current here is I and the magnetic field induced will be like this. The magnetic field will be variable. The magnetic field will be variable. Okay. If we take the aggregate of such small magnetic fields, the total magnetic field induced will be like this. The flux form will be like this. The flux form will be like this. Magnetic flux density or magnetic density of the magnetic field lines across this coil. Let the length of this coil be L, length L, and cross sectional area of this coil be A. Here what do we see? When the current is somewhere here, very feeble current, it will create a very feeble magnetic field, and the total magnetic field induced in this coil that will be very feeble. That will be very feeble. But when the current reaches somewhere here, the current will be very strong. Then a strong magnetic field will be created in this. So the magnetic field is variable. Let the number of turns in this coil be n. The flux induced in this will be phi. What will that induce? The variable flux, the variable magnetic field do? That will induce an EMF in this coil. The EMF will be the electromotive force, EMF or voltage induced across this coil. EMF will be E. And that as per Lenz's law. Lenz's law is what? E is equal to N into minus d phi by dt. EMF is given by number of turns into time differential of this flux. With time, the flux is first increasing with increasing current or increasing voltage. What is happening? The flux is getting stronger, and then when the current reduces down towards zero, the flux is getting weaker. Then the flux changes its direction. So the flux is variable with time. That is multiplied by number of turns in this coil, and that gives us the total EMF induced. If the number of turns was more, the coil was longer, number of turns was more, then EMF would have also expanded, EMF would be more. Now, what is this minus sign? Minus sign is that the flux is variable. So the induced EMF in this coil, that will oppose the change. That is creating EMF. EMF is being created by what? Time differential of this flux, and EMF will oppose the time differential of this flux. EMF would want that the flux may not vary with time. EMF wishes the flux not to vary with time. So the negative sign, that is Lenz's law. That is what? Lenz's law. Original current I is like this. EMF will be induced. This EMF will produce an opposite current. The original current is coming from here and going from like this. This induced EMF will produce an opposing current to original current. That will be induced current. Which will be opposite to that. So as to balance, if I put pressure upon this hand will also again put pressure upon this, means the current that will be induced by this EMF, that will be opposing the original current. Okay. So here we will see certain formulas regarding this. The basic concept regarding self-induction is done, and Lenz's law is done. Coefficient of self-induction L will be equal to N square, number of turns square, relative permeability mu r mu naught A by L. What is A? A is the cross sectional area of this coil, and what is L? L is the length, and what is mu naught? Mu naught is the permeability of air. Okay, this will again be equal to E upon induced EMF E upon change in current. See, when this current is changing, this current is sinusoidal, that is, this current is changing. The current that will be formed as an opposition to this, original current, that will again be sinusoidal, because when this current is feeble, that opposing current will also be feeble. When this current is rising, that opposing current will also increase its magnitude, so as to make a head-to-head collision with this current, so as to be in its level, so as to compete with this current. So that will again be sinusoidal, and that will again be changing with time. So change of current with time, induced current with time, di, or say this current, that will be numerically equal to this, di by dt. This coefficient of self-induction will be equal to this, and then it will be equal to this. Then it will again be equal to one more thing, N phi by I. Number of turns in the coil into flux created in this coil due to what? Due to sinusoidal source upon current flowing through this. Okay. So the coefficient of self-induction is done. It has three formulas. You can use any of them wherever required. Now, coming upon the mutual induction part. say we have a coil here. First of all, writing mutual induction. Okay. Say we have here we have a coil connected to some alternating current source. What will happen? This alternating current source will I1, say it has current I1. This will create magnetic flux lines. This will create magnetic flux lines, flux phi1, which will be alternating in nature. The flux phi1 which will be alternating in nature, because the current is alternating. The current is increasing, then decreasing, then going to zero, then going to negative, then over again increasing. What will happen? The flux will show the response in compliance with this current. The flux will weaken, then it will be stronger, then it will reduce to zero, then it will again get stronger, like this. Okay. The flux is also variable. So the induced EMF here is E1. That will cause, this one will have self-induction L1. This coil will have self-induction L1. Okay. If we place another coil very close to this, then connect it to a galvanometer G. The flux lines will pass through this coil. They will continue like this. They will pass through this coil, and what is the response of flux? Flux is variable. The variable flux means variable magnetic field, and variable magnetic field will create an EMF E2 in this. EMF E2 in this. Okay, and that will create a current I in this. Current I. Suppose current I in this, and the galvanometer will show a deflection. So this is mutual induction. This coil will link a flux in this, and the variable flux linked in this coil will cause an EMF E2 and current I2 to develop in it. This will be called mutual induction. Okay. Now let us see if this coil regards this flux and this E2 and I2 as the original parameters. What will it do? It, as per the Lenz's law, will make an opposing current I2 and opposing to the change, and I2 will be formed, and opposing current will be formed as far as the flux is changing. Okay. So this second number coil will again have its own self-induction L2. This will also have a self-induction. Okay. So the induction between those two is M. So the coefficient of mutual induction is given by M is equal to N1. Suppose this has N1 turns and this has N2 turns. One thing is to be noted: the cross-sectional area of both those coils should be similar. They should be of the same width. The cross-sectional area will be A. Here we will write the formula: N1 N2 mu R mu naught A upon L. Total length of those two BL is equal to E2. Say after mutual induction, E2B have the subscript EM, EMF induced by mutual induction. What is this E2? E2 is EM, EMF induced in second number coil by mutual induction, EM upon. Here what we will do, D, time derivative of a current, but which current? I2? No, time derivative of the first current, D I1 upon dt is equal to N2, number of turns in the second coil, N2, flux created in second coil, phi2. A flux will be caused in this coil, coil coil 2 opposing to the flux phi 1. Flux phi 2 will be linked here, which will oppose the flux phi 1, because flux phi 1 is creating a change and a flux phi 2 will be caused in this coil so as to stop that change, so as to give a head-to-head collision to that change. Okay, N2 phi 2 upon I, which current of that first side, I1. So those are the three formulas for mutual induction. So here you have seen there is mutual induction between those two, and each of these individual coils, they have self-inductions as well. Inductions as well. Okay, this will lead to one another more thing. Coupling factor between two coils. Say two coils are to be placed closer and we have to get a mutual induction M between them. It means that we have to couple those two coils. We have to make a setup of those two coils. What will be the coupling factor? What will be the numerical value which will give us the proper arrangement of those two coils, so that we may get proper efficiency out of this network? So coupling factor between two coils, that is given by K is equal to M, mutual induction between those two, divided by square root of their individual inductions L1, L2. This will be the coupling factor. The coupling factor has the values between 0 and 1. When there is no current in this part, there will be no flux. No flux will be linked here. No opposing flux will be caused. No opposing current will be caused, and there will be no mutual induction M. M will be in the numerator. M will be 0. So when the numerator is 0, K is 0. In the case there is no current here, no current source. Sorry, no alternating current here. Then what will happen? K will be 0. Then when the current I1 increases sinusoidally like this, reaches to maximum here, what will happen? K will be increasing its value, and at the maximum K goes to the value 1. K goes to the value 1. Coupling factor goes to the value 1 at the maximum, when there is maximum current in this and the maximum flux is created here, and the maximum effects are seen here in this second number coil. That is the coupling factor between two coils. So keeping up to here, now we shall be studying other factors of magnetism, other things from the chapter magnetism in our next videos. Okay, thank you very much.